And we're live.
But so I have old kids. So my oldest son is in the army, and he's done a tour in Afghanistan and done the whole thing. And I got a daughter and I got a son. They're all over 21.
Did the tour mess him up at all?
You mean, did he come back with something he didn't leave with?
Yeah, well, little stress, a little different view.
Yes, different view entirely. Yes, it was a very interesting
transformation.
Yeah. But I completely understood it, and it was one of the. Do any of you have kids?
I have two. I'm the only one.
So I guess it never really dawned on me so specifically. I guess it was just kind of understood that one of your jobs is to keep your kids safe. And it was the first time any of my kids, even though he was older and not lived there, he wasn't a plane ride away. He wasn't 2 hours away for me to come in and save the day if he needed me. Mm-hmm. And for that to be so far out of touch for me, and in a literal war zone, was a complete mindfuck. And then I remember talking to him, and he basically said to me one time, we were Skyping, and he said, I got to stop you right here, because I was asking him all these questions. And I go, what's up? He goes, I can't call you and have you seem worried. I'm already worried. I can't have you worried. This can't be this conversation. I need to call you and forget about my worry. So if you're going to add more stress, we're not going to talk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it was so direct. It was so, and that was one of the first changes. I was like, oh, he would have never said something like that to me 3 months ago.
Mm.
But there, when you're out there worrying, I can't even imagine. But when you wake up every morning and there's a thought in your mind like, all right, just gotta stay alive, that's gotta fuck you up a little bit, even if nothing ever happens.
Just the concern.
Just the concern, I think, has to fuck you up in some way, shape, or form, or change you. Fuck you up might not be the right words, but
were you happy when he's like, I'm gonna join the army? Or were you kind of like, well, let's think this through, see if this is, really a good idea? Or were you, supportive the whole time because you could tell that was what he wanted?
Well, my first question, because I wanted to know, was why. And if I didn't like the reason, I wouldn't say I would try to talk him out of it. I don't try to talk my kids out of too much. Mm-hmm. When they were very young, all of my kids got shocked by an outlet because I told them once, hey, don't stick your finger in there. But I never stopped them. I was like, hey, don't stick your finger in there, because if you stick your finger in there, it's going to hurt. And when a kid will like look at you and slowly do it like this, yeah. I would be like, okay. And I would just sit, and all of them got shocked. And
that's how I learned.
Yeah.
That's how I learned about the stove. My dad let me touch it.
How else are you going to learn? So, yeah, for me, always learning by
trial. What was his reason? Can you share it? Why did he join the army?
I said why, and he said, okay, so when my ex and I split up, he was the one that really went and lived with her as he got older. And he was in college, his first semester in college, and he was up in Washington State, and he called me, he said, I'm dropping out. I said, why? He goes, I'm going to fail out. I was like, dude, it's the first week. Yeah. Are you already failing out? Like, I don't know how you do that.
I haven't kept up with the syllabus explanations.
Have you taken a test yet? How do you fail in the first week? But he just said, I have no discipline. I have no ability to structure myself. And I need to go somewhere where that's going to happen. Now, I was prepared to tell him, hey, can we find why? Because wars were happening.
Mm-hmm. If it had been year is this roughly?
6 years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago. 7 years ago, maybe. No, happening. Yeah, happening.
Yeah, I follow.
And so that was the thing. But when he said that, I couldn't argue with that. He had a real reason that for me to actually be able to live my life, I need some hard discipline and structure right now, or it's not going to be good for me. And do I want him to go? And am I Do I respect and honor his choice? And is he braver than I've ever been? And do I respect and honor the people who are in uniform? Of course. Did I want my son to go overseas into a war zone? Of course not. Of course not. So it was really like, but it was what he wanted to do. So
you join the National Guard.
You know who has a lot of discipline? The Coast Guard.
That's still a little risky, Woody, with those Somali pirates inching closer and closer. Like, how about like the park rangers?
You know, not terrible. You know what? Greenpeace, a lot of discipline, a lot of structure.
That's true. Get those stinky sponges at whale ships.
Yeah, you know that TV show where they protect the
shot
whales?
by like a Japanese guy who's not. Have you ever seen those clips of like the Greenpeace people who like are used to dealing with not like other American or European ships or something, and they attack them and throw this stinky stuff.
Oh,
and every once in a while, they accidentally go up against like one of the Japanese ones. And they don't play that shit. They'll like fire water cannons back and like actively fight back. It's hilarious.